What's going on, everyone? We got to go over Zebec network. As you can see, this thing is literally up 60% inside of the last month. It's literally up 67% inside the last month. It's crazy. We're going to talk about this though. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So yeah, Zebec network up 6% in the last 24 hours, 40% in the last 7 days, 43% in the last 2 weeks, 67% in the last month, and 280% in the last year. That's actually pretty significant. They have 366 million inside of market cap, 8.3 million inside of trading volume. And as you can see, like, look at the last 3 months. This thing has just been straight climbing. And then if you look at the last year, it's also still been climbing. It did pull back once, but then it kept going right after that. So Zebec Network has literally been one of the best performing cryptos inside the last year if we're doing percentages right now. So that's actually very, very, very good. It's a very decent project. Like, it's been doing some really good numbers. So I definitely commend them for that. But what I want to talk about here today is the technicals. So as you can see here, we had a falling wedge inside of Zebec. Falling wedges we know are bullish signals, as you can see right here. Falling wedge, bullish signal. So yeah, falling wedges are bullish. That is why we started to break out to the upside here. And now that we get the falling wedge out of the way, look at what we just now had. So I thought that this was going to be bearish because this right here is a rising wedge. So rising wedges, as you can see, are bearish signals. Rising wedges are bearish signals. So, anybody with any type of technical analysis skill would have expected this to dump at the top of this rising wedge, right? But you got to remember, there is success rate to every single trading pattern, right? The rising wedge in a bull market has an 81% success rate, right? Which means that 81% of the time inside 81% of the times inside of a bull market, you're going to see a rising wedge be bearish, and you're going to see the price dumping from there 81% inside of bull markets. But we got to think we are inside of a bear market, right? We're inside of a bear market. So in 60% of the cases in a normal market right now, we're in the bear market. In 60% of the cases, you're going to see this as a bearish signal, and inside of 40% of the cases, it's bullish and it breaks out to the upside. And what we've seen was that 40% of the cases where this rising wedge was bullish and it broke out to the upside. And look, this comes directly from TradingView, right? TradingView has their education section. And as you can see here, they tell everybody how this stuff goes. So yeah, like this is about as accurate as it gets. So it's a 40% chance of it being bullish, and it just so happens that that 40% chance caused it to rise. So that's why we've seen this rising wedge break out to the upside. Now, as for what we have coming next inside of the Zebec network, is actually at a pretty interesting level. We're on the daily chart, and we're pretty much overbought here on the percent R trend exhaustion on the daily chart. So I wouldn't be surprised if we went up a little bit more and then had a rejection and then started to go down by then. So what I'm looking for is for us to go up to like 0.004 and then having some type of pullback, bringing us right back down to this area at 0.003 where we broke out of the rising wedge. So it's only a matter of time. We're breaking out right now, and we're inside of a heavily overbought area. So, at this point, it is literally all about patience. And also, we have the automated trading indicators with Chart Prime. So Chart Prime will kind of give you your levels here. So it shows that we're at a premium price point, a premium level, and it does show that we have a good amount of buying volume inside this area, but we also do have that selling volume building up as well. So we do have some buying volume here, a good amount at that inside of this area. And all we really got to do is wait until we get rejected up here at that resistance. So if we don't get rejected at that resistance, we have volume all the way through this point here, right? We have decent volume at that, all the way till about 0.0046, and that's that next Fibonacci up there. So that's what it's looking like on the Chart Prime indicators. But outside of that, yeah, I think Zebec is gonna still do pretty good. But look, like I said before, This thing is at an overbought range on the daily chart on the percent hour trading session, so I'm still expecting some type of pullback to come after having such large amounts of buying pressure. And we've seen it before with Zebec, how it rallied all the way up here and then had to pull back and then start to rally again. So we're kind of seeing the same thing happen all over again. And hopefully, if Bitcoin dumps, it doesn't bring Zebec network down with it, but things can literally follow it in like a split second. But yeah, as of right now, though, Zebec is definitely looking bullish, and I'm looking towards 0.0046. That's pretty much the target I have right here before we have another pullback, right? So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I'll be back with another video.